Welcome to this week's lessons, and in the task list we've got, as you can see in front of you, we have got 3 projects, 7, 8, and 9. We've got intersections of tangencies, we've got intersections of cylinders, and we have got fillets, rounds, and runouts. Now, quite a bit of reading to do, and quite a hefty load of projects here, but they're not too bad. I mean, you really, whenever you do the orthographics and you've understood, and it looks like so far everybody's getting a good hang of this. Once you understand how to visualize this stuff, how to draw it out, this stuff is just minor. It's just adding to those principles. So what we're going to do is we're going to get back in here, and I just attached a 3D image. It's a PDF file, and you kind of you'll notice how it kind of slows down. I talked about the PDFs in CAD. It kind of slows down the computer. Well, this is the only thing I had image-wise to put on here was a PDF. And you're seeing this image. Now, I've went ahead and I've started drawing on this image, and pardon just the speed of this because it slows it down. But anyways, I drawed up just the top, front, and the right side here, just real vaguely. And there's some things that we want to discuss. Now, first thing is the intersections and tangencies. We're going to work on that, and then we're going to work on how to visualize cylinders when they go together. And this little project here will do both of those. Fillets, runouts, and rounds. You're going to have to read that to be able to, in your text, to be able to figure that little project out. It's not difficult, and the concepts are very similar to what we're doing here as far as when we get to the visualizing the cylinder. It all works very similar, and the intersection and tangencies. So it'll make sense to you. But anyways, make sure that you read that material. So we're going to get in here, and the first thing I'm going to look at is on this. This is a weird looking object. We're going to start on this back side here, and it's coming across, and then it's going tangent into this this round cylinder here. Now, when this part comes in here, it's exactly the same depth as the diameter. So what that means is it's coming in here and making a tangency, intersection of tangency. Okay, it's tangent itself into it. So when I come in here, this right here is that part, and up here is that flange of it, of course. This would be the flange area. And that's this. This is the side, the front view. We use it as the front. And it's coming in here. Now, as you can see right here, you got the hidden lines on this side, on the right side view. And of course, they're exactly the same size and depth as it is to the diameter. And up here, and you're seeing how this is coming in exactly, this line is all the way to the center point and the tangent line of that, or the quadrant point. So down here, is there anything wrong with this? Yes, they are. The thing of it is, I'm showing in this drawing that this line is actually stopping right here, and that's wrong. Because if you look, if I stopped right here, that would make my line stop right there. That's just the quadrant of that circle. If you'll notice, this line, which is this right here, goes all the way up to the quadrant. So it would go all the way up to the center of this round cylinder here. So what you'd have to do is you'd have to grab this line, and it would pull up to the center of it and go up. And at that point, that would be the exact image of this front view of this line here coming in to this round tangentially. Now, does that make sense? Because we're coming in here. Now, again, when you run into something tangentially, it just goes into it smooth. And you can read that in your book and see that. So it's kind of hard to see. I want to take and hide my hidden lines and my center line here just to prove a point. But this is actually what that looks like. That line comes all the way in there, and it stops. And all this right here is just one piece together because that went in tangent. Alright, that is what we call intersection of tangency. Now, the next part of it is the intersection of tangency whenever an item is smaller. I'm going to work on this flange right here. This little flange right here, we're going to work with this one, but you notice the diameter, the depth of this is a little smaller than the diameter of this round cylinder. So when we get back to it, we just got to do a little work to it. And of course, looks like the top view's okay, the front view's not, and the right side's not. So we got to do a little work to it. So we get in here and we start trying to get this all figured out. One thing that we've got to do first is I would take my line and I would come over here, use your miter line, and we'll go ahead and get those points put in. So this right here is this flange. Y'all see this? Right there. And up here is this flange. Well, down here again, we're only showing this line going up to, and right here it is, this line going up to this point right here. It's actually going to the quadrant of that round cylinder, when in fact it should be coming into it a little further. So this is what it would look like. So we go up here and grab that and bring it down. And you grab this line and you pull it into right there. Just like that. And then this line, we'll pull it up to go on top of that, just like that. Now, you see how over here, when the depths were the same size of the flange and the cylinder, it comes in smooth? Well, this one is going to stop before it gets to the quadrant, as you see right here. It didn't come all the way up. So, you're going to be able to see a line just like that. Alright, right here's the quadrant, right in the center of that circle, or that cylinder. And this is not coming all the way out to the end of it, so it's going to be a cut abruptly, and that's what we call an intersection. Okay? So that's how that would be. So now the right side's right, correct, and our front is correct. Now, let's go on, and of course I would have to go back and we'll turn this stuff back on. So now, fundamentally, we've got our top, front, and right side created. There's only one thing left to do, and as you can see here, you have cylinders. You've got this 2-inch diameter cylinder here, the large one, and then you've got this cylinder right here, and they're intersecting each other. Well, when you come into that, if you're working on some type of pipe design or something along those lines, you'll have to do this. And I want to turn off those layers I'm not using right now. It's just like what you did whenever you done the plotting the curves. You remember that? This is basically what I do. I want to take, and we know this right here is the bottom of it. I want to go up here just a little ways off that, and you can use your offset if you want it to, 0.2. We'll just do a couple of them like that. And what we're doing is we're just going to catch this point, hit your line right there, and I want to bring this down just like that. And then I want to bring this line over to where it intersects that, bring it straight down, another line, bring it straight down to where it touches there, bring it across. Okay, do the same thing for that next one you made. Grab that one, bring it down, bring it over and bring it straight across. And before we get too crazy, need to set up our format, our points. I've really been using points a lot with you guys. It helps out quite a bit when you draw all this stuff. Hit OK. Point. I want to zoom in here, and I want to make sure I want to follow my lines. Here's this one, comes over here, down to there, over. It looks like it's right there. The next one is right there. Okay. Alright, do us another line right there. Looks like we're almost to the center point of it. Bring this line straight across, and looks like they're going to hit right there. And looks like that's almost probably on your center mark. That's pretty close on that line, isn't it? One thing I didn't get there, I should have, is catch this point, bring it straight down, and bring that one over. It's all just about trying to make sure that you're hitting the right points in the right places. And again, the more lines you put in whenever you project stuff like this, the more accuracy you're going to have. We'll put that point right there. So as you can see, I probably need to put another line in, because this line's going to come down through here to this point. So I want to put one more line in. We'll put it in somewhere about right there and bring it across. Bring it down through here. As you can see, we probably need another line, and we'll end up putting it about right there. I'll bring it across, bring it down right there, shoot it across, and then right here we'll bring this line down, and we have and I'm going to delete some of these lines out. Delete this one. Delete all those. That way I don't get confused on what's what when you're plotting these curves in. And then that would be my last point there. And then when you get those points in, only thing I'm going to do is I want to make sure too, one more thing, I want to make sure that I'm at the center of this when I bring it across, over. Yeah, I'm on that point. So it worked out really good. The offset I did worked out good. And all you have to do is come up here and just go to Polyline. Make sure your node's turned on. This one is. Just go ahead and start snapping your points. Like I said, turn your nodes on. Make sure that's on, which it is. Catch those nodes. And after you get that, we'll do a PE, Polyline Edit. Grab that line, do a fit, smooth it up a little bit. And after you get that done, go ahead and turn your format, your point style off. And then we'll just do a mirror image. Midpoint. to midpoint, enter, and miss my endpoints there. Let's put some mirror on there, from there to there, and there you can see how that line, let's trim this out. And that's actually how those two cylinders intersect each other, and they will have that little bit of an angle. Now when you have two cylinders that come together that are the same diameter, usually they'll make like a V pattern, but if they're not the exact same size, you've got to go in and plot these curves, and I would even recommend plotting the curves to even do the same diameters. It'll be a V type shape, but go in there and do that and it will help you out tremendously. But again, make sure that you read up on that in the book, the assigned readings that I provided for you, and it'll make you a little bit more sense when you get into and start drawing these. So this is what the top, front, and right side orthographically would look like on this object.